Hey everybody, this is Mark Hayner, and this is the first of my video newsletters. I decided that the printed word, even though I like writing, can be a little bit boring sometimes, so I'm going to switch it up a little bit and just talk to you face to face today. And the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about is actually nutrition. I know exercise is usually my game, but nutrition is one of those things that it confounds most people, and for whatever reason, we have a real tough time dealing with what it is we're supposed to be putting into our bodies and what we're supposed to eat. There's just so many different bits of information about there about how many carbs you should be eating, how much protein you should be eating, how much fat, and there's high carb and low carb and all this nonsense, and it's really not that difficult. And I just want to share with you today my insights on nutrition, and hopefully it'll help clear things up a bit for you. The biggest thing that I encourage people to think of is just don't look at your diet in terms of numbers. Look at it in terms of what you'd be eating if you were in the wild. The way that we eat as humans is really unnatural. It's unnatural to have a choice in food. It's unnatural to be able to walk to the grocery store or go to a restaurant and be able to pick out whatever food you want to eat. What's natural is starving and not knowing where your next meal is going to come from. So keeping that in mind, eating the way you'd eat if you were in the wild, if you couldn't just walk down to the grocery store, and realizing that if there weren't grocery stores, I don't know where you think you're going to get a loaf of bread or where you think you're going to buy a gallon of milk, but those things aren't a natural part of your diet. Those things are things that agriculture and farming and having transport systems allow us to eat and ingest. And frankly, they're a big part of the reason why we struggle with our weight, because our bodies, we wouldn't naturally be eating cheese. I don't know where we think we're getting that in nature, but eating as close as we can to that survival-based, in the wild diet is what's going to get us to that point of being health. And what would you eat if you were in the wild? Well, you'd eat a lot of greens, you'd forage for fruit and nuts, and then you'd try to supplement that with as much meat as you could hunt. And that's how you'd survive. It's not the meat that gets you in trouble with that. It's the fact that we're eating cheeses and processed oils and all that stuff. The meat itself, that's going to be a part of any natural omnivore's diet. That's what we are. We've got these teeth right there. Those cut meat. We need the protein from meat. We should be eating meat. Sorry to all the vegetarians out there, but that's my thoughts on it. If you want to be a vegetarian for animal rights issues, then that's fantastic. But a survival-based diet for humans will include meat. But then, aside from that, I want you to go into it also with the understanding that you aren't going to be perfect with this. You'd lose your mind. I know I would. And if you want to really eat for health and you want to eat for weight loss, make it a challenge to yourself. Eat as close as you can to what you'd eat if you were in the wild. And if you do that, you're going to have a lot more success trying to lose weight and trying to feel good and feel healthy. And the choices, they make themselves. What am I going to have for dinner right now? Well, if I were in the wild, I would hopefully try to find something that's going to sustain me until the next day. I'm going to try to find some sort of protein source. That means I'm going to be hunting something that most likely had a mother. So that's my 2 cents on nutrition. And I hope that sort of guides you in your choices right there. That nutrition is not a complicated thing. We make it complicated because there's so many choices available to us, and there's so many things that we want to eat that realistically we probably shouldn't be. So make the bulk of your food choices the foods that you would eat if you were out there in the wild. Green veggies, lean meats, fruit, nuts. Try to set aside as much as possible grain and dairy and any other processed thing. If you can buy it in a box, that's certainly not anything natural, so try to avoid eating out of boxes and bags. So that is my first video newsletter for you, my first face-to-face time with you, and I'm going to be doing more of these in the coming weeks, so hopefully I'll get a chance to see you a little bit more, and make sure you check out my website, aimfitcamp.com, women's boot camps, 30 minutes, unbelievable fitness program that a lot of women are taking part in. I've got some great offers going on those right now, so go check out aimfitcamp.com, and I will see you next time. Thank you.